YouTube, it's Sharice here, and I just did my hair. Today was a wash day for me, and so I just have it like this so it's out of my face. I did a middle part, something I haven't done in a while, but my hair is currently drying, and then I'm gonna stretch it with the blow dryer. Maybe I'll show you guys how I did that because I loved it the last time I did my wash and go, which I can't even remember when that was, a while ago. But anyways, I'm getting ready to go nowhere. I'm doing my makeup literally for fun. I was watching, ooh, okay, light. My light is being annoying. Hello. Okay, that's good. Wait, what was I talking about? Oh, I was watching Alexis Omewade. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but she is a YouTuber. I'm going to her Instagram right now to show you. Let me show you. This is her. I was watching her most recent video and she had this look, the one right there in the middle. Let me make it bigger. And I was like, ooh, I really like the way that looks. It's kind of like a bluish gunmetal silvery look. And I was like, I want to recreate that just because. And then she has like a nudish brown lip. Looks like she just has on brown lip liner and a gloss. So I want to do this today. And she also has a middle part. Maybe that's what inspired me. But I wanted to recreate this look today because I think it's absolutely beautiful. And I haven't used these colors like this in a long time. And I think since this is my no buy year, I'm just going to do a lot of like recreated looks and inspired looks by just whoever I feel inspired by. But first, let me tell you what's on my face because I really like the way my base came out today. I did something different. I'm trying to, revisit products in my collection since this is my no buy year. Probably this year, my goal is not to purchase more than 12 items. So like one a month, if that, just basically whenever I need something, but I'm going to use what I have and make it work. That's what I do. I'm a teacher. We make it work. So let me tell you what's on my face. For primer, I went in with the Maybelline Master Prime Hydrate and Smooth. Even though I have more oily combination skin, essentially, I would say normal combo skin, honestly. I'm not really that oily anymore because I've been doing a lot with my skincare and I just really try to take care of my skin, like a lot. So I use this. Usually I use a blurring or a mattifying primer, but I decided to do Hydrate and Smooth today. For foundation, I mixed together the Benefit Hello Happy Foundation in shade 11. That's my shade. The undertone of this just matches my skin so well, but it's a little bit light for me right now. So I mixed it with the ColourPop No Filter Foundation in the shade Deep Dark 205. And I only put this around the perimeters of my face. Also, that foundation is like a light coverage. So to add more coverage on my cheeks where I have all my scarring and stuff, I put the ColourPop on the perimeter of my face. And these two mixed together, I think look so good in person. It's very skin-like in my opinion. Then to set my face, because I'm trying to use what I have, I decided to use the ColourPop No Filter Setting Powder in the shade Medium Deep. I go back and forth with, do I like this powder or do I not? Right now, it's looking pretty good. I applied it with a brush, so I think I might just have to use this with a brush and not a sponge. Most of the time, I like to use my loose powders with a sponge. So I feel like it helps it sink into my skin better, but this one is looking pretty good, and I used a brush to apply it. And I applied it heavily under my eyes and my eyelids, where I get creasing and where I do get oily throughout the day. And then I loosely applied it to the rest of my face to set my entire face with this. And then since the finish of this is more natural, because neither the ColourPop, I don't think the ColourPop advertises to be matte, and the Hello Happy definitely does not advertise to be matte. So I have a very more natural finish. You can see the sheen like on my face where I don't apply highlighter. I needed a little bit of extra security, so I went in with a little bit of my Black Radiance pressed powder in the shade Bronze Glow. And this is an oil-free matte finish. So just to add a little bit more powder to make sure I didn't get, super greasy or oily, I just put a little bit of that on top with a fluffy brush like this. So I didn't really pack it on. I just kind of lightly tapped it in like so. Then after that, I went in with highlighter, and I have on the Dose of Colors Desi and Katie collab highlighter in Chasing the Sun. Looks like this. Let me swatch it. Oh, I swatched on my finger already. Put it right here. You see how pretty that is? And one thing I like about this is that when you blend it out, it kind of melts into your skin. I feel like my highlight looks very natural, and it's not like boom, bam in your face, but I'm definitely highlighted. This formula really does like sink into your skin and gives you that kind of glow from within look. It does have a little bit of glitter in it though, which gives away like more of, I guess, unnatural. Like obviously it's not a glow from within, but the way it sinks into the skin and blends into the skin, you don't get a harsh line or anything like that. Really, really like this highlighter. I'm glad I picked it up. Not mad at this. So I'm trying to use products you normally don't see me use. You know what I'm saying? So I use that for highlight, and I have it on the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, cheekbones, brow bone. You guys know how I do. And I really love the way that it looks. Love, love, love. Then I went with setting spray. I've been getting into setting sprays, kind of. I love this Milani Make It Last. I think this is amazing. And it says you can use it to prime, correct, and set, but I just use it to set my base, like halfway through my makeup, and then sometimes I use it again at the end. But I love this Milani Make It Last setting spray. I think this is great. I mean, I don't see a reason to purchase any other high-end setting sprays because of how well this works. And if you follow me on Twitter, I went through and did my favorite primers, powders, foundations, eyeshadows, lip products, like I don't even know how many different categories, but I just typed in all my favorites. So if you're interested, I'm not going to really go over that. I guess I could read them off to you. Maybe I'll do that at the end of the video. But I love the setting spray. I didn't talk about setting sprays. I didn't talk about brow products. I talked about contours and bronzers. I talked about blushes, but I didn't talk about brow products because y'all know I use the same thing for my brows. And I didn't talk about like liners or anything like that because I don't really do eyeliner like that. But this setting spray, definitely give it a try. Like I think it's $9.99, so $10. I love this. I think it works so great. It doesn't diminish or take away from the original finish of the foundation. It just makes sure it doesn't go anywhere. And I feel like it helps with transfer and longevity for me. So I just had to talk about this real quick. And then I did my brows with my Wet n Wild retractable eyeliner pencil as normal, but I really like the way they came out. They're very symmetrical today. They're looking like twins. I like when my brows are twins. Sisters and cousins, that's okay, but when they come out like twins, I'm like, yes. Can you use a setting spray before you put on makeup? Yes, you can. Especially like, because there's different ones. There's ones that are for a more dewy finish. There's dewy setting sprays, matte setting sprays, and then like this one, it just prolongs the wear of your makeup. So this one specifically says that you can use it to prime your skin, correct, I guess, the makeup if you have an issue, and then to set it. So I use it kind of for correcting if I get a little powdery, and then I also use it to set. But I never really do it before I put on my foundation, but you can. I have done that, especially with, I don't want to say clients, but they technically are clients. For people whose makeup I've done, I've used different setting sprays before I put their makeup on, kind of as an additional priming step, in addition to using primers for their skin type. So yes, you can. Oh yeah, so let's do the eyes now. I think that's everything that's on my face right now. I already know kind of what lip I want to do and the gloss I want to put on top of it, maybe. But I know the lippy I want to use. So yeah, let's get into the eyes. And I kind of have in my mind what I want to do for eyes. I think it's better to do it after makeup. Yeah, I think it's better to do it after because the setting spray it's to set your foundation in place and make sure it doesn't go anywhere. And it also, for me, helps prevent transfer because it's like locking everything in. It's like a seal. It's like if you're doing your hair and you seal it with an oil to make sure the moisture doesn't get out. Setting spray does that for your makeup. Make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Sets it, keeps it in place, helps with the longevity. So that one claims it adds a 16-hour wear. But you can do it before or after. It's all personal preference. Or if you just like to do it, some people like to do it before. Some people like to do it after. Some people like to do it before and after. So let's go ahead and jump into the eyes. I have an idea of what palettes I want to use for this look. Not that one. Like I said, I had an idea of what I wanted to use. Yes, I think I might be able to do it with just these two. And then what other one? I just had it in my mind. Oh, sultry. Anastasia Beverly Hills sultry. Okay. Okay. Hey. All right. I need all this. I hate when I take stuff out and it doesn't fit back the way I put it in there. That is so annoying to me. Well, I can put this somewhere else. I'll put one of my favorite blushes I mentioned is the Saharan Volume 1 from Juvia's Place. Love has highlighters and blushes. Just wanted to show y'all because I'm going to put it in the blush drawer to save more space. All right, so the 3 palettes I think we're going to be working with are the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry, the Alamar Cosmetics, oh goodness, I can't even speak, the Alamar Cosmetics Reina del Caribe, I think that's how you pronounce it. We're going to use this. I got this in a BoxyCharm, one of the best palettes I've gotten in BoxyCharm. Love this palette. And then the Tribe from Juvia's Place, which is the newest palette that I've got, and it's the last one of the last palettes I ordered in 2018. And I have 2 more palettes on the way that I ordered in 2018 that haven't gotten here yet. One should get here maybe today. We'll see. All right, sorry, my neck is itching. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to use this Raggedy Morphe brush. Look how raggedy it looks up close. Wait, y'all see that? It looks so like raggedy and like scraggly. I'll show you against my skin since I washed it. But this is a Morphe M514. Oh my goodness gracious. Cannot speak. And we're going to go into this Alamar Cosmetics palette. And I'm going to go ahead and jump into Cafecito, which is the dark matte brown right here. We're going to use that first in the crease. So I'm starting with a deeper color first for my crease. And as you see, this blended so easy. Like, love how easily that just blended. And this can really build up and get super dark, but we don't want it to get too dark. And as you can see, it's kind of like a neutral cool tone brown. That's kind of what I want. That's another reason why I use Chasing the Sun highlighter, because it's not overly warm. It's not overly gold, but it's not icy either. And when I do more like gunmetal looks, I don't want to highlight that's too warm because I feel like it just doesn't look right. So that's why I love the Amrezy and I love Chasing the Sun for looks that are not like super golden or super warm. So we're starting with this. I like gold too, but this isn't like overly gold. So that's why I really like it. It's not too warm for like more cool tone looks, as I mentioned. All right, so that's first. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit of Cocoa Taxi, which you can see is kind of like a mustardy orangey-ish color. Right there, this one. I'm going to use the same brush, but I'm going to layer this a little bit higher, overlapping. You're not going to really be able to see it on my skin tone, but I'm using it to kind of soften up the edges of this brown a little bit, even though it was already well blended. It also will lighten it up a little bit, make it a little bit less intense. Because this brush blends really well. And these shadows blend super duper easy. Super easy. All right, now that we have that laid down, I'm going to go straight into working on the lid. It's almost like a cut crease her look. Like she didn't really have any transitions, but I just wanted to put down a few transitions. So I'm going to start with I'm going to start with the Juvia's Place, the Tribe palette. I love this. Green is my favorite color, so I love this. Obviously, it's like a green palette. We're going to take the shade Cuba, which is this dark kind of tealish color. And I'm going to start with that, and I'm going to put that all over my lid. And I'm going to start with my finger first. I'm just using my finger to put this on all over my lid, and then we're going to, you'll see. Let me not jump ahead. Let me explain as I do it. Put this on first. All over the lid. And I'm just looking in my bathroom mirror to do this because I'm about to clean it up and make it like more precise in a second. So I don't really need to be that close. Right now, we're just kind of laying the groundwork. Thank you. Yeah, this shade is super pretty. I'm trying to make sure I get kind of in the inner corner area. All right, so my finger looks like after that. Super pigmented, super easy to blend. You saw how fast that was to apply to my lid. And I'm wearing my like makeup sweatpants. So I'm wiping my finger off on my pants. Do not judge me. Next, I'm going to go in with the Sigma Short Shader E20 brush. This is a very dense brush for like packing stuff onto your lid. And what I'm going to do is use the tip of it. I'm going to look up like this. I'm going to kind of roll my eyes around, like squint. I'm going to see how high up this kind of transferred. And I'm going to use this brush to kind of map out a cut crease, but not really. As we all know, I don't really. Nola's barking, as you can hear. I don't really do the whole cut crease with the concealer or whatever base and all that, but we're going to kind of do it. You'll see. Well, you're watching right now. So I'm kind of using that to map out the crease, and I'm making it very rounded, following the natural shape of my eyeball. And then I can use this brush to smudge and like fill in any gaps with the eyeshadow. And with this technique, since I'm not like cutting it with anything wet or sticky or a primer like that, you can just layer it up to make it sharper and to make it more intense. But since the edges are not like extra precise, it's more of a softer look to it. So I'm just gonna put this all over, making sure it's nice and opaque all the way up to my crease. Like so. And I'm just using the edge of the smudger brush to do my outline. Keeping it real easy, real simple. This is so pretty all over my lid. Honestly, this right here could just be a look if you wanted it to be. But yeah, I didn't go out for New Year's. Like I just hung out with Josh. You guys know Josh came to see me. Josh is my first true love as an adult, my second college boyfriend. We dated for like 2 years. Yeah, things got very serious, but he's atheist, so that's why we broke up. That's that in a nutshell. And we are still friends. We respect each other very much. And so he decided to make the drive up from Myrtle Beach. That's where his family lives and that's where he's from, to come visit me during his break, his holiday break that he was taking. He is a professional musician and trumpet educator. So he plays the trumpet. Super just cool guy with a excellent, excellent heart, but just not my guy. I was so nervous to like see him. It's been like 4 or 5 years since I've seen him. So I was like super nervous. I was so nervous, but I was like really happy and excited too. And I'm so thankful that he got to come. And he's like, let's not ever make it this long before we see each other again. I'm like, I agree. But yeah, he lives in Texas. Making sure everything is nice and symmetrical. All right. So now that's done. It's time to go in and Ooh, I think that'll be cool. So I think I'm done with this palette. I just needed that shade to be like on the base of my lid. And I think I'm done with the Almar palette. So we use this kind of for transitions. As in like, oh, but that could be so pretty on the lid. Which one do I want to do? Decisions. All right. I'm like thinking, what do I want to do? What do I want to do here? What's the move? All right. So I'm going to take, where's that brush? Did I bring it out here? I'm going to take this little Luxie mini flat angled brush. It's a Luxie 111. This came in a BoxyCharm. I'm going to see what the shade Slate looks like. It's the gray from the Sultry palette. It's a matte gray shade. Did y'all see it? Let me show you. Ooh. Let me hold the mirror. This matte gray shade right there. I'm going to see what that looks like if I layer it over top of what I just did. Oh, it looks like truly gray. All right, cool. We're going to go for that. So I'm going to take this slate shade and I'm going to layer this over kind of the center of the look to give more of that gunmetal kind of shade. Just going to make it look a little bit more gray. You see that? But I still want this teal to show through like on the inner and outer corner. So I'm kind of applying it in the center of my eye, not going all the way out to the edges. I've never used this shade before, but it's quite pigmented and doing exactly what I needed to do. And I like this small brush because you can place things very precisely. Hey girl, hey. I see you're still on your dad's account. So you see how that turned it a little bit just more grayish, which is what I want, because it's kind of, her look was kind of more of a deeper blue, gunmetal-y sort of look. So I'm using this to kind of get a similar effect. This brush is great. It's really fast. I feel like I'm doing this look pretty fast because I knew what I wanted to do. I just didn't know what I was going to use to create it. But I had something in mind. I'm really making sure I work this in to the lid color so it kind of blends in with the shimmer that's already applied. I'm not even taking it all the way up to my crease. Like, that's good enough. If you wanted to make this even smokier, you could add black, but I don't want to do that. We're going to stop with the slate color. And now I'm going to take the shade Cyborg from the, what is this again? The Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry palette. And I'm going to take that on my finger. I'm going to put that right in the center. And this is more cool tone. And I'm blending it out with my finger into that gray shade, into the gray shades on the sides of it. Yep. That is so pretty. Again, this is the shade Cyborg. So it's almost kind of like a halo, but not quite, sort of. I'm just blending those together. I'm gonna add some more Cyborg, and then I'm gonna go in and soften the edges of the Cyborg with the slate color again. I just wanna make sure that this is popping in the center though. Look. Yep. Love, love, love. I'm going to take a little bit bigger Luxie brush. This is the mini angle, but it's bigger. And I'm going to that slate, the matte gray, right next to Cyborg from the Sultry palette. And I'm going to go in and do some blending. So mine is not as dark as hers. Like her blue is more of like a navy royal blue. Mine's more teal, but I'm not mad at it. I still like the way this look is turning out. I'm using this brush to blend everything together. I feel like I lost some cyborg on this side. That's one thing about doing like halos is that that middle color gets lost and the side colors get lost, and there's a lot of blend, take away, add some more, blend again. Okay, so that's what my lids are looking like. And I really like that. Now it's time for the lower lash line, and I'm going to go in with this slate color first on a Luxie mini round brush, a 141. And I'm going to take this gray and I'm going to apply that to my lower lash line with this rounded brush. Again, this shade is called Slate. Thank you. I'm loving what this is turning out. It's not exactly like hers, but she was my inspiration. And I'm just smudging this across the entire lower lash line. And then I'm going to go back into the Alamar Reina del Caribe and take Cafecito, that dark, cooler tone brown, on the same brush. And I'm also going to apply that to the lower lash line. So layering these two together. So mixing that brown and that gray together to kind of smoke out the lower lash line, but it's not too intense because it's only 4:34 p.m. I'm thinking about going to church tonight. I don't know if I can stay up. My sleep schedule is so messed up. Like, I'm very concerned about going back to school. I'm not ready, honestly. Luckily, I have a few more days to like get in that mindset, but I'm just not looking forward to it, to be completely honest. Also, I still haven't heard back about any of my applications to work at Ulta. Again, you see I'm getting kind of a little too dewy for my liking. Like, it doesn't look bad, but I like to be more matte than what I'm looking like now. That's the only thing I don't like about using more like skin-like and dewy foundations that don't advertise like a long wear. I find the long wear foundations that advertise like natural skin don't look as dewy on me. The ones that don't do it at all, I find within me doing my eye makeup, like in that time frame, it starts to like annoy me. I'm taking these colors, I'm also kind of blending them into the edge of my crease too, just so that everything goes together with the same little brush. And that's all I'm going to do on the lower lash line. I don't want it to get too dark or too smoky. So last but not least, I am going to do some wing liner, but let me touch up my face. I'm just going to use the flat powder brush I used to apply the ColourPop powder. I'm just going to go over these hot spots that I really don't want to get oily, like between my brows and my forehead. And then like right next to my nose. And I already feel better. Boom. Let's do a wing liner. I don't think she had a wing liner, but I feel like doing a wing liner. I'm surprised this thing still has stuff in it. This is the NYX matte liquid liner. I've been using this for how long now? And it's still like kicking. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the line for the wing. I just messed it up. Okay, so we're doing a dramatic wing, kind of. Then and then you guys know I never really take it all the way in. I don't like the way that looks on my eye shape. I rarely take it all the way into the inner corner. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm really messing up now. I need my wing to be sharper. But this is a brush tip, so sometimes with a brush tip, okay, that's about as good as it's gonna get. That's decent enough. With the brush tip applicator, sometimes the bristles can like separate and like mess up your wing liner. But I prefer a brush tip. I like that. I like that a lot. Yes. I think I'm feeling inspired for a wing because I just watched Alyssa Ashley's like favorite products for 2018, and she had a wing that looked similar to this. And so here I am doing a wing. Oh no, my computer has low battery. Good thing I'm almost done, and I already know what I want to do for my lips. Ooh. Okay. To keep my wings relatively thin because I don't want it to cover up the eyeshadow. And then you see I don't go all the way into my inner corner. It kind of just like fades into my eye. All right, I really like the way this looks a lot. I'm loving this blue and like a gray and kind of silver, especially with my eyes like completely open. I have kind of sort of hooded eyes, but they're not like super duper bad. Like this is me looking straight. Let me bend down. This is if I look straight at the camera, like on level with it. So you see I kind of have hooded eyes, but not really, but kind of, but not really. Yeah, I really like the way this look came out. Yes, it does the contrast. I love it. And I love the gray too, like give it more of that gunmetal-y-ish look. I love this came out a lot. I'm not gonna put anything in my inner corners either. I want to keep it just like this. I just need to add mascara. And we're gonna use my little mini size of the NARS Climax mascara. I kind of like it, kind of know. It takes a while for me to like build it up. But first, let me get my charger so my computer doesn't die because I don't want that to happen. But yeah, back to New Year's. A lot happened. So as soon as Josh got here, my dog was like acting. She does this. I've seen her do it before, like where she acts nice and then she like turns and like goes ape crazy and like tries to bite you. And Josh did not move fast enough and she actually bit him. So that happened. Like he was here for less than a minute and my dog bit him. And like I'm still slightly traumatized by it because I don't like seeing people get hurt. And Nola is a sweet dog to me, but she doesn't really like white men. I tell people that all the time, like, man, I don't really F with white men like that. I mean, I do, but you know, my dog doesn't. So she bit him. I'll show you guys a picture. So I had to take him to the ER. So here's the far. We'll start with the far away. So that's it, far away. As you can see, he was in good spirits. He was very calm about it, more calm. I mean, I acted calm, but on the inside, I was freaking out. And then that's it up close. So yeah, I'm not gonna show you for too long. But yeah, she got him pretty good. It was pretty deep, but we found out in the ER because I went with him that they don't normally close up dog wounds. They let it, like dog bites, they keep them open so that you don't like keloid and like get extra scar tissue. And they just want you to like keep it covered and keep it clean. And then they're like, you should be good in like 2 weeks. So I'm sad he has to go back with that battle scar. And yes, Nola is very protective of me. She's literally like obsessed with me. She follows me around everywhere. She barks at anyone who comes near our home or us when we're out. And it could be a little much, you know? I don't want her hurting people. So that happened. And then after that, we, everything was fine. I had to get her a little muzzle to wear around the house since Josh was still going to be here, and I just had her on the leash, and we just made sure they stayed separated so that he would not get re-injured by her. But towards the end of the trip, end of his visit, I should say, you could tell she felt bad about what she had done because she stopped like giving him the death stare. She stopped growling at him. She stopped like jumping up every time he would move or would enter the room. So I feel like she feels remorseful for what she's done and that she knows that it wasn't right because obviously I'm inviting him into my home and I'm spending time with him. He's not that bad a person. Like, you don't need to be on high alert, Nola June. But that happened. So that's how his visit started, unfortunately. And then my sister came the next day while he was here, I think. And her friend flew in from Washington State. So they came to visit because they wanted to go to Charlotte for New Year's. And I was like, okay, well, I'll drop you guys off, and y'all can Uber back. But Uber, I didn't know they do this, but they like jack their prices up like 7 times what they normally charge. And so it was going to be over like $150 for them to Uber from uptown Charlotte to where I live. And I was like, oh no, like, I'm not going to have y'all do that. Like, no, that's not worth it. Like, I'll just come pick you back up. So when we dropped them off, on the way back from dropping them off, which is technically, it was New Year's Day at that point. It was like 12:15 in the morning, 12:15, 12:17 a.m. I'm on Interstate 77 South, heading back towards where I live, and Josh and I are talking. Yeah, she might. I don't know. I mean, I said it's because he's atheist. That's why she bit you. She knew you didn't believe in God, so she bit you. But I don't know. Who knows? Also, Josh smokes. I think that might be what it is because she doesn't like my grandmother either. And my grandmother smoked, and she wears like patches to like prevent her from smoking. So I think she like smells that or something. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Anyways, on our way back on Interstate 77, I was talking to Josh. We were like going back and forth about music because, he has his degrees in music. He has a master's in trumpet performance. We went to the same place for undergrad. I'm music ed and music teacher and all that. We're going back over different music and stuff. And we're just driving along. And literally, I glance at Josh. We both look forward and there is a dog. This makes me so sad, guys. Like, there is a dog walking into the interstate and I'm in the far right lane. And I took driving courses. You're not supposed to swerve for animals, especially when you're going 70 miles per hour on Interstate 77 South. So, guys, I hit a dog and I killed a dog, and it really hurts my heart. This is my first time actually openly speaking about it. I can't cry. That's how I literally started 2019, is by hitting and killing a dog that walked onto the interstate. Yeah, that happened. And then yesterday, so I'm just telling like the big events that happened that like, I'm like, year ended crazy and started crazy, and both had to do with dogs. One was mine, one was not mine. First of all, why was that dog on the interstate? I feel so bad for killing that dog. Yo, I feel so awful. So awful. But then yesterday we were like having our farewell lunch for my sister and her friend leaving, and then for Josh leaving. And my sister's friend's kind of a picky eater. So I was like, well, where do you want to eat? I know Josh, he literally eats like anything. He has a very elevated palate because his mother worked in the food industry, like reviewing food and writing critiques and stuff. His mom's super cool. So he eats a lot of different things. He's more open to trying out new foods. So I knew whatever the picky person chose, he would be cool with. So we ended up at Chili's because it's affordable, and my sister liked Chili's and she had a taste for it. And even though her friend had never been there, we were like, oh, there's stuff there that you'll like. It's like American food and like fajitas and burgers and stuff like that. So we go to Chili's. We're eating. Our food comes out. They have this great like 3 for $10 deal that I didn't know about. It's awesome. Love it. We're eating our food, and my sister and I both got broccoli because we love broccoli. I love vegetables. And India's my sister's friend that came in from Washington State. She's looking at Dominique's broccoli and she's like, why is it speckled black? And I was looking at mine. I was eating it. I was like, did they like throw it on the grill to like, you know how there's like black charcoal that sometimes on the grill that gets on your food? I was thinking like that's what it is, but I didn't have like specks. Mine was a little bit different. And then I looked at the bigger piece of broccoli and I saw like this clump of like black stuff. Our broccoli had mold on it. Moldy broccoli. So I had already eaten like a couple pieces of it. I was like, oh my gosh. Luckily, I'm not like a weak stomach person, so like didn't make me want to like throw up or anything. But I was just like, wow, like first meal or so of 2019. Oh, was my first meal of 2019. I'm eating molded broccoli at a Chili's. So of course, then we get the manager, and luckily she was really cool about it. They were very severely understaffed this day and everything, but she was really cool about it. She's like, I got all the food, like I'm taking care of it. Like she was literally like this. That's disgusting. That's nasty. She didn't try to make any excuses. I love her work ethic is great. And did Chili's very well. So Chili's, if anybody from Chili's corporate or whatever is watching this, on January 1st at the Rock Hill Chili's, the manager on duty did an amazing job. She's great. She's awesome. Love her. She handled it very professionally. And like my biggest concern, like we didn't make a scene either because my sister and I are not like that. We're not making some like, oh my God, everybody, I got molded broccoli. Like we didn't make a scene. We weren't loud about it. We were just like, we need to talk to the manager. And our server was like, oh, what's wrong? You know, and he didn't make a big deal out of it. You could tell he didn't really want to be there, but that's okay. I understand, man. It's first. But I was like, my biggest concern, I was like, just make sure that nobody else gets molded broccoli. Cause like I'm always thinking about others and like us, we handle it well. My sister and I, we handle it well. Other people might not handle it so well. So just make sure nobody else gets this molded broccoli, ma'am. That was like my main concern. She's like, well, do you want another side or anything? And I was like, no, honestly, like I feel like Chili's gives out really good portions. So I was pretty much basically full. So I didn't want any other side. I just ate my loaded mashed potatoes and my honey chipotle chicken crispers and like kept it moving. But yeah, we got free lunch. So that was kind of cool. But also the reason why it's not cool. And those are like the 3 big events that happened this past weekend / holiday. Yeah, way more eventful than like Christmas for me. But yeah, all in all, it was a really great weekend. Like I really enjoyed being in the presence of Josh and just catching up with him, talking with him, just sharing life experiences and stories and talking about our futures and like what we ideally want to do. And it was just great. You know, catching up with an old friend is always great. Especially somebody that you know genuinely loves you, genuinely respects you, and like genuinely cares about you. It's always good to make time for those kind of people in your life because they are very hard to come by and they are few and far in between nowadays because everyone likes stuff for like selfish gain. A lot of people are very selfish and only want to be your friend when it's convenient and only want to be around you when it benefits them. And I'm just not about that, which is why I don't have very many friends. I have lots of acquaintances, you know, not that many friends. Also met up with my friend Tyler from college too on one of those nights. Oh, the day my sister, Dominique and my sister came, so the 31st. So I'm glad I got to see him the last day of the year. And we have kind of a similar story. We never dated or anything, but just like we're good friends from college. We had a falling out over something, but then for 2 years we didn't talk, and then we've been friends again for a while since then. And he actually reached out to me to hang out, which was nice, which was cool. So, and he wants to do it more often. So I'm slowly like building up my friend group in this area again, but it's like reconnecting with old friends. But I would like to meet some women. That's the thing. I need some women friends, which is one huge reason why I want to work at Ulta again. So after building that mascara up, it is great once you build it up, but I feel like it takes quite a few coats to get it to where I want it to be. Lips. So for the lips, I already know I wanted to use the Fenty Beauty lip paint in the shade Unveil. Stunner lip paint and Unveil because it's on the brown side. And she didn't have hers filled all the way in, so I'm going to use it kind of like a liner. By using the tip of the applicator. I'm like letting it dry down a little bit before I like blend my lips together. So I'm gonna let it dry a little bit. I need my hair to air dry. I just literally just did it, so it's still very wet. Then we kind of blend it together. Like so. Use my finger to do a little blending. Perfect. And then we're going to go in with a gloss on top. And for gloss, let's do, I have so many glosses to choose from. Let's do Over the Top gloss from Dose of Color. So this is the second Dose of Colors product. This is really pretty. It's clear with like gold. Look at that. I just put that right in the center. And I'm like distributing it over the rest of my lips. All right, so this is the look. I really like it. The skin is very like dewy and fresh. So highlight isn't too much. The eyes are really, really, really pretty. I could probably make it look just like hers if I turn the brightness down in the pictures that I take. But we'll see if I feel like doing all that. But as of right now, I need my hair to finish drying. I'll show you guys what it looks like right now. It's shrinking a lot. So of course it's a wash and go. Because all I do well, wash and goes, wash and goes, wash and goes, wash and goes, wash and goes. But yeah, it's shrinking up a bunch, but I'm gonna let it air dry. I'm not gonna touch it too much because I want the curls to stay intact. And I will show you the products I use to achieve this curl definition. There's one brand I've been loving that's Black owned. That is probably my favorite hair purchase of 2018. Oh, I put this bonnet back on. Ooh, my hair is too wet. Okay. And that is stuff from the Pidana collection, hair products from the Pidana collection. They're based out of Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. I use their Avocado Herbal Silk Leave-In Conditioner. This is amazing. Every single product I've tried from them has been amazing. The moisture is unreal, which when my hair is moisturized, it gets super defined. Y'all, if you got dry natural hair, try out these products. It says for all hair types. Amazing. And a little bit goes a long way. Like literally, like a grape size amount did one half of my head and the other half. So 2 grapes of product. This is gonna last me a while. Like she's still like at the top. I love this. This is great. And then on top of it, I decided to try out an eco gel with it. I already know that the Pidana collection products work with Wetline Extreme, but I busted out the Eco Style olive oil and shea butter, black castor oil, and flaxseed gel. And this is probably one of my favorites because it gives a softer hold. Like it's not super hard. It doesn't make my hair dry either. So that's why I wanted to, use these together so I could have a nice moisturized yet defined wash and go. So I loved these two together. So once my hair is done air drying, I will stretch it with the blow dryer. Once it's about at least like 90% dry, done air drying. 90% dry by air drying, then I will take a blow dryer to it because I don't want to mess up the definition. I just want to stretch out the wash and go so it can be stretched because it looks so good when I stretched it the last time I had a wash and go. But yeah, I love how this look turned out. I'm glad I was inspired to do this. This is something I don't normally do. We're playing with blue and then like silver, more cool tone colors are involved in this look. And I did a wing liner and it looks really, really good. So that being said, I'm about to feed Nola June her dinner. Nola, you want dinner? She's asleep. She's not responding. Usually she comes running. I say that word. And I need to take her on a walk after she eats. But yeah, thank you for watching. And you guys got a little update about my break up until now. And And you got to hear the stories of trauma that occurred from January 31st until yesterday. It's been an interesting start, but I already know it's going to be a good year because life is what you make it and how you respond to the things that happen to you. So with that being said, I'm going to end this video and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.